What's up, guys? Welcome back to 25 High. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I just left my house. Yeah, I really wanted to wake up this morning because it was gonna be like super cold, or it is super cold, frost everywhere, calm morning, one of my favorite mornings to get in the woods, but it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. These mornings like today, where it's real cold and calm and frosty and bluebird skies and stuff like that, that's what I shot my first deer of the year last year. That's how I shot it, was on a day like today. But what I normally see, that was a little bit different, because what I normally see on days like today, or anytime there's unseasonably cold, like just a insane cold snap here in the south, these deer they don't really do much. It's almost like they get in like a big group out in the middle of nowhere and just huddle up, and they're conserving energy and trying to stay warm. But I feel like this is like anywhere else, you get a cold snap where it drops from 65 to 32. Anywhere else, the deer would just fire up and they'd be going crazy. But down here in the south, when we have those big temperature swings, and then it goes from like mild temperatures getting a little chilly at night to like bam, frost on the ground, these deer they don't like it. I don't know exactly what it is, if it's just that they're not exactly used to it. They don't adapt to it as easy as deer from the Midwest that are used to like sub-zero temperatures every now and then. I don't know, but I feel like these deer shut down. Other part of that is I've got a food plot that the deer usually don't come in until 9-10 o'clock. So I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna stop at this gas station, get me a little breakfast, get me a little caffeine, and then we're gonna go to the woods and shoot a deer. So hopefully it works out the way I think it will. If not, then y'all may never see this video. But either way, y'all stay tuned. I really don't feel like getting cold, so I'm breaking out the old coveralls. Let's see here. I'm going in the woods just like this, bragging as myself, my gun, and my camera tripod. I might have to get real slow and sneak up to this plot, because I have seen about 6 deer on the side of the road, crossing the roads this morning, especially in the last like 15-20 minutes of my drive. So once I get around this first corner, I'm just going to slow down. We won't go real slow to get to the plot. And once we get there, I really don't feel like climbing a ladder stand. So I'm just going to plop down next to a tree or something. Get in, bundle up in a bush. Alright guys, so I just got me a little spot cleared out. Nothing was in here. And I have a feeling if nothing's in here yet, then they shouldn't be here for a little while. According to my trail camera,
Sun's kind of at my back. Got a bit of a crosswind. And these deer should be coming out any minute, I guess. We're just gonna sit here and wait on old Nanny Does to step out and try to pick out the one we want. Shoot, as cold as it is, there may be one gets real confused and big old buck comes out here running them around. That's almost that time, but we still got a couple weeks. Wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary for a big cold snap like this to make a buck stupid, but them does ain't ready yet. That was pretty crazy. I think those dogs are still around, so I'm gonna still try to be pretty quiet. They walked like a couple feet from me. It looked like 3 mature does. I think they turned to the right when they hit the road, and the block's to the left. Obviously. Hopefully they'll work their way towards the plot later, or at least do something to give me a shot. I might give it a few more minutes, but I really think those deer are just right over there eating acorns. So I feel like if there's a way that I could get to the food plot quietly, then I could ease down this road real quiet and sort of peek into the woods maybe and get me one of them does. But I also feel like if I just sit here a while, they ought to make it to the plot. I mean, if I had to make a living out in the woods, now that this sun's up, like it's hit me in the face, my face is like hot right now. And if I had to make a living out in the woods every day, and then all of a sudden it was freezing cold, I would make it a point to be in the sunshine at some point of the day. But I'm also not a deer, so I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted, but I'll let you know what I do. Well, almost positive that I definitely need to resight this scope. That was stupid, but she mule kicked like crazy, so. Well, today has just been a weird day of deer hunting. And I really need to check out. This is a really nice scope. Either I suck just really bad, or I need to like send this scope back and get them to fix it. 'Cause I was holding dead on that thing's shoulder that first shot. Squeeze that trigger, nothing happened. I'm gonna try to look for blood. I don't know exactly where she was standing. I had to shoot through a little bit of brush, but she certainly acted hit. I know that much. I'm not gonna look for blood too much. I basically just stood there, and those does ended up coming back again. But I basically just stood there for like 15-20 minutes. The way that deer acted, she's got to be laying right over there dead. I'd just feel a lot more confident if I found some blood. I think I found where she was standing. Maybe. I followed her tracks for a minute. We had just a little bit of blood, some right there. Just little specks for now. But yeah. I had to follow her tracks to find the blood. She's headed right for that, if you can kind of see it, just to the left of this one pine tree out on the road. That's where she's headed. But I'm gonna kind of work my way that way real slow and then take off these darn coveralls, because my God, is it hot.
Alright, well, she didn't make it far. She didn't make it but about 50 yards, if that. And my God, is this a big doe. It's a giant, giant doe for South Alabama. I don't know how I missed her those first two shots. I think my scope is thrown off because I'm pretty sure that last shot I was aiming about right here and I hit her square in the heart. Luck, 100%. And I will admit that was a stupid thing to do, but it worked out for me this time. And I'll take it. But my God, is that a big deer for a doe around here. I've killed bucks smaller than this. Like 3-year-old bucks that weighed less than her. 100%. Either way, this has been one of the craziest, weirdest deer hunts I've been on this year, because like I was sitting there. First off, I woke up really late. I get here to the food plot a little after 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I sit there for 2 hours, or about an hour and a half, and 3 does come. This was probably the one of them. I think it was one of them. Either way, 3 does walk 5 feet from me. 5-10 feet from me. It's 1,000 wonders they didn't spook. I just stood as still as possible while trying to get as much footage as possible. But 1,000 wonders they didn't spook, number one. And then I let my lack of patience get the best of me. And usually if I'm up in a tree, I can deal with it. But when I'm on the ground, if I feel like I gotta move, I just move. Like, I don't know what it is. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna go walk around this corner, and if I don't see anything, you know, in the woods or down there towards the gate, I'm gonna go check out this other food plot, and then we'll get out of here. So I walk down about 100 yards, come back about 20, and a deer takes off. And I'm like, dang it. And then I got to thinking, well, every time I've gotten a picture of a deer on that game camera on the food plot, there's been a lot of them with them. And I just saw 3 does. So I just stood there. I turned my GoPro on and I just stood there. And then before long, through these open pines, I just see bodies start moving. I see the legs of one deer. I put my scope up. I can just kind of sort of see it. I see the legs of another one. Before I know it, I see 5 does walking through this stuff. And there was a point where I had a clear shot on one shoulder through the woods, and I just couldn't take it because they were all in a wad. So I just stand there, and they start making their way over here towards the plot. And I'm like, as soon as one steps out in that road, they're either going to bust me, or I'm going to have just enough time to get a shot off. One walks out in the road, just stops. Perfect. At this one. And I put that crosshair right there. And I missed her. I don't know how. Missed her. She runs off in the plot, turns around, put the crossfade right on her again. Bam! Miss. Bam! And she does a big mule kick. And I'm like, well, I guess I got her. I'm gonna have to check out this scope for sure. I mean, this is a really nice scope. Like, if it's off, there's seriously something wrong. And if I suck that bad, if I was just shooting that bad, then there's also something wrong. And I guess I'll switch back to my bow for the rest of the year or something. I don't know. I can't hit a deer with a muzzleloader. I can't hit a deer with this. Well, I've hit 2 with it in 4 shots. That's a decent ratio. Huh. I don't know. This has been a crazy hunt, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get her out of here. It's starting to get warm. It was 32 degrees this morning, and now I'm hot. But I'm going to get out of here. Doing a little doe management. I haven't killed a doe off the leash this year, and I finally got the chance to, so I think I've talked enough. I think y'all are probably tired of hearing me talking, so I'll see you guys later. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. Always remember to live life 25 high, and if you need an orange hat, you know what to do.